What is going on, Not So Pro Nation? We're back and we are talking Julio Jones once again. He is now with the Tennessee Titans. He just got traded per yesterday, and me and the guys were talking about it today. It's just going to be me, Vince, and Reed. Gabe got kicked out. He's gone. He's out of here. Gone, baby. Just what you guys requested. It's just us. I'm just kidding, guys. But it's going to be a great show, you guys. We're not just going to be talking about Julio Jones. We got other things to talk about. So stay tuned, grab your hot fries, and sit back and enjoy. Get strong. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Bye, Gabe. He's out of here. You guys are horrible, man. You guys are so mean. You guys are the one that kicked him out. Hey, it was per request from the fans. It was per request. What's going on, Nestor? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Did you guys catch the fight last night?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, you guys were here. You guys were with me. Come on, we watched the fight together. I hope you guys at home caught the fight because actually, I really hope you didn't pay for the fight.
I mean, pay for it.
Yeah, it was
kind of sucked.
As predicted, a lot of hugging, a lot of running away, a lot of non-boxing moments. But, I mean, it is what it is. Are we going to see Logan Paul versus Mayweather 2?
No.
I don't think so, honestly. The way Mayweather was talking, he was, like, trying to get the idea out of everybody's head. So
yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I'm not going to pay for the second fight.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. Nestor, he said it was something. It really was something. It's just
weird.
Very weird. Yeah. Oh, man. But it was pretty cool seeing Ocho Cinco going out there and fighting out. But unfortunately, he did not win. Spoiler alert. Sorry, you guys. But no, he did not win. He got knocked down in the third round, which is the last round. He came back up. I believe it was the third round. And he did not win, but he was a good sport about it. He was just happy to be there. He made, a couple of mil for 8 minutes. That's what he tweeted.
Yeah.
Man, it's just so much money being thrown out there, you guys. It is insane how much money are in those matches. Insane. And it's all our fault, too, because we're the ones putting in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Before we really get into it, I do want to say congratulations to Joseph Longoria. You are the first Not So Pro winner. You are winning a gift card to Chick-fil-A per Gabe's Trivia, and that will be mailed out to you. We will, if you can, message us, or we'll go ahead and message you, share some information, and we'll get that right out to you. So congratulations. Thank you for showing up at the podcast. Thank you for watching live. Come on, guys. If you guys are listening, we do giveaways. So stay tuned on these episodes and you could be a lucky winner. You're a lucky winner. But you got to make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and follow us on our social media platforms, baby. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
Oh, man. So quiet without Gabe.
Oh, yeah, man.
No, we're not going to bash on Gabe today, guys. It's not going to be that episode. I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, we're not going to do that today.
We're not going to bash on Gabe.
We're not going to bash on Gabe.
Bashed on him, but we're not going to
just bashed on him, but we're going to stop it there. There might be a couple of things come up, but we're going to slow it. We're going to pump the brakes a little bit, okay? When he comes back next week, he's on a little vacay right now. When he comes back next week, we'll make sure he gets the bashing that he deserves. Not just by us, but from y'all too. So go ahead and tune in for that and give y'all's input. But now, let's talk some Julio Jones. Woo, okay, so this is what you guys are here for. Julio Jones, he finally gets traded to the Titans. Yes, I know. That was in my top 5. I kind of called it. You're welcome.
It wasn't number 1, though.
It wasn't number 1. It wasn't number 1, but here's what I'm thinking. I felt like Aaron Rodgers just took too long to get traded somewhere. He wants his money. He wants to compete. He's ready. He's ready to go out there. Yeah. Now let me get into it, okay? So Julio Jones, he gets traded to the Titans. The Falcons get a 2022 second rounder and a 2023 fourth rounder. Cheap. And the Titans They get Julio Jones, of course, but they also get a 6th-round draft pick in the 2023 draft, NFL draft. So that was pretty darn cheap, in my
Yep.
opinion. Don't you all agree?
So cheap.
Like,
Yeah.
man, that's probably what I'm worth in the NFL right now. Gosh, man, a 2022 second rounder and a 2023 fourth rounder is, I feel like that's a little disrespectful. But if you're the Falcons, if you're a Falcons fan too, you just got to be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That was our blue chip. That was our blue chip. You got to cash it in.
Yeah.
You cut yourself short. He's worth a lot more than that. He is. Even though if it wasn't a first rounder, he's worth a lot of players as well.
Yeah, I was expecting like a player or two to be traded, maybe like a defensive player, because the Titans aren't known for their defense.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got Julio Jones, and I mean, the Falcons aren't known for their defense either. So there was no swap of like any players at all besides him. So it was kind of weird to see. So I guess they're just betting on the next draft or the next 2 drafts because they got 2023 picks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
They
I
got
guess
one 2022 and they won 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they were just like trying to avoid the holdout that Julio Jones could have possibly done. I mean, the guy didn't want to lose any money, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was inevitable that he was gonna take off because he was announcing it like loud and proud.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like he went from a Falcons team to a Falcons team with a running game. That's what he went to. There's no defense there. The Titans are projected to be ranked 29th or 23rd, I believe, in defense for this upcoming season. You have to admit their defense ain't that great over there in Tennessee.
Yeah,
I mean, it's better. It's better than Atlanta, but it's not that much better. Julio Jones is getting sent to a very similar situation. I feel like the only difference is you have a younger QB, and you have one heck of a run game.
Yeah,
a beast of a run game. And if y'all didn't hear, a big part of this trade happened because of AJ Brown. Man, he went out there social media. He was like, "Hey, Julio, you're my role model." I'm trying to do the voice. "You're my role model. I'm wearing your new number in the jersey because number 11 is my number. You know, you need to come over here." So, and he did it. He went over there. I mean, it's gonna look good on paper. Let's see what happens. Let's hope they all stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But elite offense? Question mark.
Yeah, man. I mean, I tweeted on Twitter. I don't know if any of y'all fans saw it, but I said, "Does this make the Titans Super Bowl contenders?" I'll let y'all up here answer that.
I would say no. If they're gonna go to the Super Bowl, that requires them to get past either the Bills or the Chiefs or both. And even though this puts them in a better contending with them, they still lost a lot of pieces during the offseason. They gained a great piece in Julio Jones. But I just think the Bills and Chiefs got better during the offseason. While the Titans I feel like they got a little bit better now that they got Julio, but I just don't see them being able to beat those two teams unless that Tannehill and Julio connection is amazing. So I still see the Chiefs or Bills taking that conference, AFC.
Yeah, and when I say elite offense, that is still pretty hard, even though they do have AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, Tannehill, because they lost Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, and Adam Humphries. They lost those 3 players. Can Julio Jones make up for those 3 players? He's good, but I don't think he's that prime good. At his prime, yes, he would have 100%. Right now, I don't know. I don't think so. But no, I do not think they're a Super Bowl contending team. I feel like they can have a run in the playoffs, but their defense is not going to hold up. Not against the teams that are out there. They can't hold up. Mm-mm.
Yeah, man. They'd have to be exactly like the Falcons. They'd have to score a bunch of points and like hope and pray that the other team just isn't clicking on offense, especially in the playoffs. And I mean, like you guys said, if they play the Chiefs or the Bills along the way, they can't get it done. They have stellar defenses along with stellar offenses, so it's going to be a high-scoring game, and it's not going to be the Titans scoring all those points.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. And for those of y'all who are watching now and watched our last podcast, you said, "Yo, AJ, you said that it came out of the Titans' mouths that they can't afford Julio Jones, that they even admitted to themselves financially is not a fit for them. So how did they do this?" Okay, so let me break it down to you. So kind of like what I said with the Niners, not more than like, it is going to happen 100%. There's going to be restructured contracts. Okay, as of last week, the Titans had a little over 3 million in available cap space. And yes, for us, me, you, these guys, that's a lot of money, but that's not in the NFL. It really isn't. Julio Jones is due 15.3 million this year.
Mm-hmm.
And the Titans took that up and the rest of his contract. That's 3 more years. So he's due 15.3 million, and they only have a little over 3. Some websites say that they give him around 5 million, but that's just being nice. That it really isn't there. So, for example, more than likely, the person who's going to get a restructured contract, same situation as Jimmy G, is Ryan Tannehill. He would do it for himself to make himself look better, add a couple more years in the NFL, at least 3 more years, just by signing Julio Jones and making him look better. If you restructure his contract, an estimated they're going to get around 10 million just by restructuring that contract. You either cut some players, which you can't afford to do, or you restructure other contracts. And it's not like you can restructure AJ Brown. He's still on his rookie deal.
Yeah.
I mean, so right now the Titans, they're in the new draft capital hell, which the Falcons were at, but now it's all the Titans. Welcome, Titans. You guys just screwed yourselves for the next 3 years.
Yep.
So that's how it's going to get done. They're in no financial fit. Yeah, they weren't even top 10. They were ranked 29th. Yeah, 29th in available cap space. That is not good.
That's bad. I mean, but you would just hope, like they're hoping, the Titans are really hoping that Julio Jones pans out. Maybe if not this year, then in the next couple of years. I mean, because he's a one in a generation player, but right now he's going through all those injuries, and that's really what is the deal breaker for a lot of teams for him, especially at that 15.3 million.
Yeah, and that's just this year. He still has 33 million, including the 15. No, not including the 15. 33 still on his contract.
It's wild.
Yep.
That is wild. And as far as the other teams that were predicted, he could have gone anywhere, guys. But it was not up to him.
Mm-hmm.
It was up to the Falcons because he did not have a no trade clause. So didn't matter. You would think the Falcons would take advantage of that and get the best deal possible, but they didn't.
Yeah. They also wanted to get him out of the conference, so they don't
That's
have to deal
also
with
true.
him.
That's true.
As a Niners fan, I'm very happy that he's away.
Oh, yeah. He's not with the Cardinals.
No, not with the Cardinals. He's not with the Seahawks. I'm glad that's not happening. But hey, you know what? Let me ask you a question, Vince.
Go ahead.
Let's say if they wanted to trade with the Seahawks, right? Would you allow? That's too easy. Would you allow DK Metcalf to be traded for Julio Jones?
Nope.
No.
That's a bad trade.
Metcalf right now is the epitome of Julio Jones at this age. He's only been there for a year. He's done spectacular things. I'm not saying he's going to be a legend, not just yet, but he's doing the exact same thing that Julio Jones did when he came into the league. He made a lot of plays. He's a big body. He might be, I don't even know if he's the same height as him, but he's just a big-bodied guy who can go vertical. He's got speed. He's got toughness, and he just makes some plays down there in the end zone. So
true. How about Tyler Lockett?
Tyler Lockett? Nah, I wouldn't trade him because then we'd have to go rely on one of these rookies to take his spot. And I mean, Tyler Lockett does amazing things as well. He's that guy is like a one in a generational type receiver for like our division. because you've seen the plays, AJ. This guy will make the tiniest throw, and Russell Wilson gets it there in that little spot, and they're just like a duo that cannot be stopped, honestly. Like, we'll be down by like 21 points, and then here comes Tyler Lockett scoring 2 touchdowns out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. In my opinion, I'm not a GM for the Seahawks. If I was, there would be no doubt in my mind that I'd keep those 2 players and try to get something in the draft, try to find another needle in the haystack, and that's just how you got to build your trio nowadays, because all these wide receivers want all this money, and the Seahawks really never have that amount of cap space to do that stuff.
No, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Reed, you have anything?
Nothing really. We talked about Julio Jones enough, unfortunately.
You think so? It's Julio Jones.
So it is Julio Jones. But at the end of the day, I just feel like he went to a team that's not going to be ring contenders. So it just didn't end up being as exciting as it could have been, you know?
I bet it's very exciting for a lot of Titans fans out there.
Oh, for sure.
But if they realize their financial state, you should not be excited. You're in deep debt, dude. Deep. That is scary, man. Ooh, jeez. Washington Sandcastles should have gone them.
With all that cap space.
Man. The what?
With all that cap space?
Well, the Washington football team are actually ranked top 10 in available cap space. Top 10. Bet you didn't know that. Huh. So, yeah, they're ranked top 10 available cap space. They already signed their front 4. They've been signed. I don't know. But, yeah, they've been signed. And if the Titans could pull something off like Julio Jones, I'm more than sure the Washington football team can do so as well. And it probably might have been cheaper. Maybe the Falcons would have taken some of the contract hit if they were getting some young studs, like maybe Montez Sweat. They're in need of it. I mean, scratch your back, you scratch mine.
That's true. But I'm just guessing that Washington wasn't ready to depart with that amazing defense that they've gotten over the years. So
they have something magical brewing.
Yeah, they're really on the come up, and they should not do anything to ruin that defense, because that's their cornerstone right there.
It really is. No, they got something special going on over there. So, good for them. You should be very excited if you're a Washington fan, and you should be very scared, concerned if you're a Tennessee fan.
Yep.
And if you're a Niners fan, you should go ahead and get your Super Bowl merch right now.
Oh, my God.
Go get a tattoo, AJ.
What's up?
Go get a tattoo.
I'll get a tattoo. I'll get it. What Super Bowl is this? This is the was it 56?
I don't even remember.
Oh my God.
55?
Is it?
I think it's 55.
I know it's around that ballpark.
Yeah.
Before was, yeah. I'll be waiting.
Oh, okay.
I'll be waiting for
so
you.
If you're gonna pay for the tat, I'll go. I'll be there. Nick De La Rosa, go Cowboys! Woo, Cowboys!
Woohoo!
They're looking solid. They had Dak Prescott back. He was in OTAs. He's looking healthy. You have the overpaid running back Ezekiel Elliott. He's out there. He has a lot to prove this season. But the next biggest news, I mean, I guess the next time we'll talk about this name, Aaron Rodgers, is when he gets moved, or we won't talk about him. Yeah, I mean, if he stays, he's not going to announce it. If he stays, he just probably won't play. I don't know. Do something already. Give us content.
It's not going to be for a while.
It's not going to be for a while, yeah. But minicamp starts tomorrow.
Yep.
So
he has to show up.
He has to show up, or he's going to get fined. That pocket change is going to be – it's not even pocket change for him. He has so much money. That guy.
They can give him an excused absence, though, which there have been talks about giving him.
Excuse for what?
Not showing up.
If you're another player, how would you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't really agree with it. If he's going to sit out, then he probably shouldn't get an excused absence, especially if he wants to leave. So,
Especially if he wants to leave. All right, that's enough. That's enough, y'all.
yeah.
Break it
Enough
up.
drama.
Break it up. I got a question for you two.
Us too?
You two, since
Alright.
Gabe is not here, no, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I said I won't. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to bash on
You're
him.
so toxic, dude.
I'm not toxic, man. Hey, that's the gamer side of me coming out. Okay, I need to chill out a little bit. All right, you guys. For you two, who will be more successful in the 2021 season, Joe Burrow or Tua Tagovailoa? Now let's start off with Rito.
You're going to start off with me?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So I'm going to say Joe Burrow is going to be more successful in the 2021 season. They're both great. I think they both have, in my opinion, they should both have good careers. How good it will end up, who knows at this point. But I think Joe Burrow is going to have a better year. They both have pretty similar stats as far as touchdown, interception. Joe Burrow does have a few more yards. Let it out, AJ. Don't let it out, AJ. Keep it in. Don't attack
Containing
Gabriel.
myself.
Keep
I'm
it in,
containing
man.
myself.
Back to Joe Burrow. He has more passing yards than Tua, but they're pretty similar. I think Joe Burrow is going to have a better career season next year, just because. I mean, he's got a lot to prove. He's going to come out wanting to win. He's going to want to have big stats just because of how he got hurt last year. I was looking at the record last year. When he went down, there were 2-7-1. Now, 4 of those games, though, that they lost were one-possession games. They were in those games. I mean, with another year under his belt, he might win those games. I mean, he still doesn't have a great team around him, unfortunately. But I do think they can win games with him. Yeah. Vincent, you have a lot of, I feel like you have something to say.
Oh, bro, I've been doing my research
Okay,
on
let me
these
see it.
two for a long
right.
time, honestly.
All right.
Ever since they were in college, I mean, but we're not talking about college because that's college. We're in the NFL now, baby. So here is Tua. Tua, he's only got 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions last year. But this kid did not start every single game last year like Joe Burrow did before he got hurt. I believe Joe Burrow played 11, 12 games before he got injured.
He played 9.
I think it was less than that.
10 is 10 games.
10.
He got hurt at the 10th game.
Okay. So, I mean, he did good. I mean, the record doesn't show it, but like you said, I mean, the kid was balling out. He had average, I think his average was like 220 yards per game. He had 15 touchdowns. I think, no, 13, 15
13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, the record doesn't show it, but every game he played in was a shootout game. I mean, he was exciting to watch. But this Tua kid, I mean, he didn't need to prove himself too much because the Dolphins already had some weapons. So, I mean, the record shows it. They went pretty good in the season. I mean, right here, the games that he played, they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7-3. And, I mean, he only started in 7 games. And I think in the 10 games that he played, the 9 games that he played, just playing, they went 6-3. So, I mean, that's with like 2 or 3 games where Fitzmagic played and then he came in and took like a role there. But the other 7 games that he played, he had a winning record. So I think that this kid doesn't have too much to prove. I mean, he's got the offense around him that can help him. I know they were trying to bolster their defense this past year, so that's also going to help them. And the 2 games that he played in that they lost were also one-possession games. So I think this kid has just a little bit more to prove. I do not think that he's going to do better than Joe Burrow, but as in career.
Oh,
but
I thought I won already.
I do think in this next season that Tua is going to have about 25 touchdowns and about the same amount of picks. So I think his numbers are going to go up because he's going to be playing every single game. So you got to keep that in mind. This kid only played about 9 games, 7 full games, and 2, maybe half of the game. So he didn't have too much stats because he didn't play the entire season of 16 weeks. But now that he's going to be playing all 17 weeks, if he doesn't get hurt, this kid's going to have some better stats.
Wait, did you just say that he's going to have around the amount of same interceptions as touchdowns, as in 25
No,
touchdowns?
no. Like around the same amount of interceptions he had this past year, 5.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I was like,
I
20
thought you called him
interceptions?
Jameis.
He's not Jameis, no.
I was
Yeah, I
like,
thought you were
holy
calling him
crud.
Jameis.
No. So I think about 25 touchdowns, about 5 to 7 interceptions. Some
Okay.
second year mistakes. He's still gotta. He even said that he feels a lot more comfortable. Hey, look at that little man.
He's messing with my foot, so I got to bring him up here.
But anyways, I mean, he's gonna play all 17 games. I mean, he's got more to prove. What was I gonna say? Yeah, his yards are not too spectacular, and neither his QBR. But I mean, this kid's just gonna ball out. Honestly, he's got 17 weeks to prove himself. They really don't have anybody behind him that's gonna really knock him out of the race. But he did say, "Who
They
read?"
do have Jacoby Brissett, who has proven that he can be a starter, in my opinion.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. He did play for the Patriots. He did play. I
Yeah.
mean, but
I think he's a stud too. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like he's such an underrated player.
He's had
that's true.
chances, but then got hurt with injuries and then lost those chances. I mean, I feel like, not to put down Tua, but I definitely feel like if Tua doesn't start doing well, Jacoby's going to take that spot really quick.
Well,
Yeah.
that could be something.
There's also rumors that the Dolphins are slightly they were holding out before because they were interested in getting Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been cool. That would have been an awesome, QB room with Deshaun, Tua, Jacoby. Man, you're spoiled then. You wouldn't have any problems with that. But yeah, I do feel Joe Burrow has a lot more to prove because I feel like his spot is already set there. But I think Tua's going to he's going to be more successful in the 2021 because he's set up for success.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he is. He has more success. He will have more success there in Miami than Joe Burrow will have more success in Cincinnati. If it was swapped the other way around, then hands down it'll be Joe Burrow. I'm just saying it because of the team and what's around him. I mean, damn, the Cincinnati Bengals don't even have a practice facility. They practice in a field underneath a bridge. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. And again, with Tua, I mean, there's this quote. I don't know if y'all saw it. Him and his coach, where they were in the media room. Basically, Tua was saying, he's like, let me see. He raised some eyebrows last week because he said he didn't actually know the playbook necessarily really, really good last year, which is kind of something that's not really said by quarterbacks. But this kid really came out and said, like, yeah, I really, really didn't know it like exactly like the back of my hand. So that's not something to be proud of. But he's saying that this year he really knows it. He's getting there, and the coach is behind him. He's like, I just think he's comparing last year to where he is right now, and I get it. He's like, I understand. I remember when I was a first-year position coach, and coming out of that year, going into the spring, going into the next season, and saying, I could have been better last year. So he says that he totally understands, and that he thinks that he's going to be greater this year. So, I mean, if the coach believes in him, he's with him pretty much like 5 to 6 days out of the week for all this training and stuff. So, I mean, if he sees something that he didn't see last year, then he's definitely got some faith in him to pick up those stats this year and give him a couple more wins.
Oh yeah, and Stephen A. Smith, I believe it was Stephen A. He said that he's just happy that someone like him owns up to it. He says, you know what? Yeah, shame on me. There's no one else to blame. I didn't know the playbook that well. It was on me. I can't blame it on anyone else. But he is guaranteeing a different type of QB this upcoming season. Let's see if he's just full of it or if he's bringing back what he had in his college days.
Yeah. I would have to agree with all that, but I will say I feel like Joe Burrow is the type of player that can persevere through having a bad team and still have not an elite quarterback, season, but I feel like he's gonna have a good year, in my opinion.
Yeah, true. I mean, I agree with you too. Joe Burrow is a great player. I mean, you saw this past year, the kid balled out with a mediocre team. I mean, we've said it here like about 4 or 5 times throughout all the podcasts that we've done. Joe Burrow is just a talent. He's got it all. And he just needs a team around him to really be to that elite level, because you can't do it all. There's not a whole bunch of Russell Wilsons who come in the first year and get winning seasons for 9 years straight. So, but that's all I got for that. Good content though.
Oh yeah. I like Joe. I feel like he's a great leader already. It's going to be great in the next 3 years. They're going to have something special there. They got to focus up on that defense and the lines, the trenches. Fix that up. You got a solid team right there. Very solid team. All right, guys. Let's go into a little segment that I thought of this past week. It's called Concerned or Elevated. I want you guys to let me know. I want to give you guys what happened this past week, and you let me know if you should be concerned or elevated about this situation.
Okay.
All right. The first one is Cam Newton hurts his throwing hand in OTAs. His throwing hand, he was in the middle of a pass. He hits a helmet, and he had to sit out for the rest of the practice. Just watching. It's not a serious injury, but something similar happened to Jared Goff this past season. He hit his throwing hand in, I believe it was OTAs as well, and he had thumb problems the whole season, which he claimed that he wasn't 100%. So can that happen to Cam Newton?
It's very possible. I would have to say, if we're going to take a position here, I would say I am concerned for Cam Newton. If Mac Jones, he's getting first team reps, definitely now. If he wasn't already getting half of them, maybe he's definitely getting first team reps now. And if he shows them something better than what Cam's showing, I mean, Cam's going to lose the spot real quick of starting quarterback. And if he loses this, even let's say before the season even starts, this is the end of Cam Newton's career, unfortunately. So if I was Cam, I would be taking care of that hand, like everything you can, and get that thing healed quickly so you can come back so Mac Jones doesn't take your spot, because eventually Mac Jones is going to take that QB1 spot. It's just a matter of when.
Oh, yeah, man. I agree with you. I'd be concerned for Cam Newton, too. I know, like, I did a little bit of research on this one as well when I saw that come up. Basically, Robert Kraft went out there when he was hurt during that practice, and he looked at Cam Newton's hand, and directly after that, when him and they just after he saw his hand, he basically told him to go on the sideline, and all you see is Cam Newton on the sideline kneeling. So I mean, there's definitely some concern there, but I mean, the season they had last year, I don't think they have to be too worried, because I mean, they got Mac Jones now, so he's a decent quarterback from Bama. I mean, I think he'll do as decent as Cam did last year. I'm not saying they're going to be exemplary with him right off the bat. I don't think he's that type of talent right out of college going into the NFL. But, I mean, there's no concern. I mean, right now they have all these players that they just signed with all that cap space, which is like historic. They have been signed for more than 2-3 years, almost every single one that they signed. I mean, they signed like 2 tight ends. They signed a bunch of defensive players. They even signed like a few offensive players as well. So they shouldn't be worried so easily right now this year. I know they want to get back to the playoffs right now, just because of that history that they've had there. But sometimes you just got to let the process go, take the punches, unlike Mayweather and Logan Paul. But, sometimes you just got to go with it, see how it rides out, and usually it works out for the best for a lot of these teams like the Patriots. So I think it's a little bit of an elevated situation. So I don't think Cam Newton's their QB for the next 5 years. I think he's going to depart there within the next 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. But now there's a chance for Mac Jones to take the spotlight sooner than a whole year. He has a chance right now in minicamp to prove to the whole team that he has what it takes to be QB1 and legit fight for that number one spot. Now that Cam Newton has to sit out and let it heal properly, this is his time to shine. You should feel elevated. But another thing was reported during OTAs was that Mac Jones had his knee wrapped on his left leg. And
who's third string?
Yeah, who's the third string? Brian Hoyer is the third string, I think.
Brian Hoyer, baby.
Let's go,
Brian Hoyer. He's coming back. He's coming back. And it has been bothering him ever since he came from the draft. You don't want to hear that as a Patriots fan, I know, but I'm not sure if you guys even exist nowadays.
I know, right?
I think they're all Tampa Bay fans.
Wow, dude.
They're
I
all
only have Gabe here to defend himself.
Hey, he's on vacation. Enjoy yourself. But like last podcast, we had Joseph Longoria, which I've always known him as a Patriots fan ever since we're 5 years old. And last stream, he was like, "Oh, Buccaneers all the way!" Woo! Like Buccaneers. He follows Tom Brady. Yeah. I mean, so that's why I said what I said. I'm not taking it back. I'll fight one of the Pauls. I'll do it.
What?
I'll make a meal.
Just one?
Just one, right?
I just want one. One, and I'll be set. I promise you, I'll be smart with it. I just want one.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this situation with the Patriots, I don't think it's something that's gonna bring them down too bad. And I mean, maybe he just wrapped his knee because he's having a little soreness. Being a Patriots, they're babied over there. Tom Brady was all the time, even though he's been one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I mean, he's always been taken care of. So I know they'll take care of Mac Jones. They picked him in the first round at 15, right, I believe. So they got high hopes for him. If he doesn't play this year, I'm pretty sure Cam Newton's injury isn't super horrible, but it is something to be scared of. But Patriots are the Patriots. They'll find a way.
Right. Like I said, Jared Goff had almost the exact same thing, but with his thumb, he hit his thumb on one of his own teammates' helmet, and he was complaining about it all season. He said that's why he wasn't playing 100%. That's why. But if Cam Newton has an excuse and you saw the way he played last year, yikes. That's going to be ugly. Nasty. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. Hopefully they pick up Nick Mullins. He needs a second chance out there. Keep that in mind, Bill. Keep that in mind. He's out there. He's ready for a call. He's cheap. All right, enough about Patriots. You know me. I can't talk too much about the Patriots. Yuck. I got another question still on concerned or elevated for you two. Big Ben Roethlisberger. Some people call him Ben Worthlessberger, whatever you want to say. He stated, and he came out and said he's going to play like this is his last season. Are you concerned or are you elevated about that comment?
Trying to think.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll go off with the side that really nobody takes right now for this guy. I think not wholeheartedly, but I think you can be a little bit elevated. Maybe this guy's got something left in the tank. I mean, it's going to be his 17th season, I believe. Last year, he didn't have too bad of a season. A lot of people really bashed on him, but I have his stats right here. I mean, he had 399 completions out of 608, so more than 60%, which is not too bad. I believe they have it at 65% here. He had 3,800 yards, not too shabby. 33 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions. I mean, that's a 3-to-1 ratio. But, I mean, he needs help, man. I mean, Juju can't do it all for him, and it's showed ever since Antonio Brown left. Why do you have that 4 up?
I'm putting 4 up because 4 is the number of interceptions he had in the playoff game against the Browns. And it was his fault.
Yep.
4 interceptions. You cannot win a game, especially when it comes to the playoffs. Playoffs? Like, come on, man. You can't throw 4 interceptions. You're supposed to be an elite QB.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, he's not the same Big Ben he was when they went to the Super Bowl twice. I mean, but actually, I think they went 3 times. They won twice, but still, man. I mean, he's a good quarterback. You can't deny it, but he's not as what he was. I mean, this guy's like what in his mid-40s right now,
Yeah.
or mid-30s, or almost 40,
He's
something like
late
that.
30s, yeah.
Yeah, late 30s. Sorry, but I mean, he looks like he's in his mid-40s. I mean, this guy's been. He looked like he was 40 when he was back in his 20s, but yeah, I mean, I think he'll have a great season, but I don't think they're anything near going to the Super Bowl. But as a focal point for him on his career, he's a good quarterback, and he'll make the most of this last year. He's gonna make it memorable.
What I'll say is I was the reason I was conflicted because I'm elevated that he's finally gonna hang up the coat, hang up the pads. The dude needs to retire, unfortunately. If I'm a Steelers fan and he just said I'm gonna play it like it's my last year, I'm gonna be concerned. Name. There's one exception that I can think of. Name a quarterback in his last year that played really, really well. The one exception I can think of is Philip Rivers. Look
Peyton
at
Manning.
Peyton Manning. He didn't have that great of a year.
You say
his
Peyton
last
Manning?
Year. Yeah, Peyton Manning. He didn't have that great of a year his last year. Did he not?
Didn't he retire on a Super Bowl win?
But wasn't he during the field with Brian Osweiler or somebody, right? He was getting benched all the time, if I remember correctly.
Peyton Manning
Yes.
was getting benched for
Was he
Brian
not?
Osweiler.
Was he not?
No.
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Mhm. All I remember is they were getting whooped by the Seahawks in the Super Bowl before that. But so
Yeah, to bring it up. I
He
feel
did
like
not
he's
have
gonna
that good of
have
a year.
no. He, I guess not. I mean, I thought he ended off with a Super Bowl win. Peyton
He
Manning.
did. But
Okay.
that's because his defense won it for him.
Well, I mean, Peyton Manning. We're not talking about Peyton Manning right now.
I-
Well, I feel like he's gonna have a very similar year. Not as good, but it's gonna be compared to Drew Brees last season. Last season was Drew Brees last year, and you could see the wear and tear on his body. He is not the same QB. You saw it last year with Ben Roethlisberger. You're going to see it again this year. It's going to be a little more. He's going to try to put everything into it. He's either going to end up injured or just end up just struggling all season. I cannot see him really succeeding or having an amazing record. I also want to put in, if you play fantasy football, do not pick him up. Maybe as a backup, maybe if a bye week's coming up, maybe depending on who they're playing against. But there's a very high possibility. And guys, I know you guys cannot see this right now, but there is a very high possibility that the Bengals will have a better record than the Steelers. I said it.
I can see that. I mean, I think it just depends on that Steelers defense if they're gonna come to play or not. But yeah, I agree with Juan Antonio Bravo right here. I don't see the Steelers making the playoffs with Big Ben. I don't. Yeah, they're not gonna be a team to do that. Go ahead, Reed.
Back to the thing I was saying. Peyton Manning did get benched for Brock Osweiler late in that season, but then they put Peyton Manning back in for the playoffs. So he was losing his spot. He was not playing that well that season.
We're not talking about Peyton Manning here.
I'm just wanting to defend myself.
We're not talking about Peyton Manning. He's out. If he wants to be on this podcast, he has to come to me first. All right. Then we'll have him as a special guest. If I allow it. Nestor says, I'll just say put it all on the line with Big Ben. He's definitely going to put it all on the line, but it's either going to kind of make or really break that team. Who do you guys have? Rudolph. What? Right, Cal Rudolph or not? Cal Rudolph. What's his first name? Uh, I don't know, but that guy,
Mason
yuck.
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Yes,
There you
Mason
go.
Rudolph.
Yeah,
Big yuck.
yeah.
Yikes. You guys need
Oh,
to pick up Nick Mullins. Nah, I'm just kidding. Do not pick up that guy. I have a lot of respect. He's a great human being, but he averaged like 3 interceptions when Jimmy G was down. So just like Gabe, he's out of here. But yeah, they need to figure something out with the Steelers situation. They need to find a QB for the future, not for right now, but for the future. Trying to use up Juju in his prime. Who else do they have?
really, no one else, man. Honestly, they haven't been on the trading block. They haven't been well known. I mean, they got that running back,
Najee Harris.
Yeah, Najee Harris, but
that's something to look forward
maybe,
to.
Maybe he'll help Big Ben. I feel like if you guys think that he's gonna have a year like Drew Brees, it's gonna be a lot of checkdowns.
Claypool.
Yeah,
Claypool.
Claypool
wow, I totally forgot. Oh, that's what you saw. I was like, dang, Reed, okay.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about him. Thank you, Juan. Maybe I'll have you on the podcast one day.
But yeah, I'll try to steal it.
Chase Claypool came out of nowhere. He's from Canada, I believe. Chase Claypool, he played phenomenally. He filled out that second wide receiver position beautifully. I thought it was going to be Washington, but Claypool, he's just an amazing athlete, awesome wide receiver, and great asset to the team. Hopefully they can hang on to him with Juju, Claypool, and now Najee Harris. They have all the tools to rebuild. You just need to start building and molding a QB to that system. Right I don't know if they could do it right now. Yeah, they need to do it right now. So hopefully they could pick someone up. Hey, maybe they get Aaron Rodgers. So we don't know. That'll be neat.
Dang.
Oh, my dog's acting up again. Who don't want a dog?
But the Steelers do need a QB, whether it be in this next draft or right now in free agency. I mean, maybe a QB will come up this upcoming year off of a contract or something, or wants to get traded. I mean, Deshaun Watson is out there as well. I mean, he's still up in the air. I mean, we haven't really talked about this.
Whoa, technical difficulties.
The Steelers really need it.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson could go there, but who knows, really.
Yeah, honestly, who knows? Deshaun Watson can go there. I think that would be pretty ideal for him and for the Steelers. I don't know, maybe another good QB if Tua doesn't work out, or if the Dolphins do trade, Tua could go over there, or maybe Jacoby Brissett. Who's another QB that's looking for redemption? Someone else out there. Cam Newton. Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen, yeah.
Josh Rosen. Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Yeah.
There's a lot of QBs out there. Honestly, there's a lot of QBs out there. So if you're a Steelers fan, I don't think you have a lot to be worried about. Reed, will you be okay if that happened? I believe he's talking about the Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh.
I won't be happy if he goes to any other team than the Packers. Nestor.
You heard it here first, Nestor. He is not happy. He's not a happy camper.
I'll be a sad boy.
He'd be a very sad boy. He'll start throwing things around the room, and his ghost that lives there as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I got one more concern or elevated question for y'all.
All right.
And this one is going to be fun. If you guys are not familiar with the NFL outside of players and all that, so you guys might not get this, but here's the question. Dan Campbell, if you do not know who he is the head coach for the Detroit Lions. He showed up to a press conference in a biker helmet, kind of a motorcycle helmet. And then on top of that, afterwards, probably another press conference, he gloats incredibly about Jared Goff. Sorry, I almost threw up there. But he's saying Jared Goff, he is outstanding. He's nailing every throw. This guy's accurate. You're not fooling anyone, buddy. You're not fooling anyone, especially looking like this to a press conference. For those of y'all who are watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, We are showing a picture of Dan Campbell in a press conference. This is not Photoshop. I promise you. He's in a motorcycle helmet. I mean, as a head coach, first time head coach in the NFL, I believe.
Yep.
What makes it okay, or what's going on in your head thinking, you know what, I'm going to show up with a helmet on. I'm cool like that.
Well, you do know why, right?
Why?
He was what was he? He was either hosting or he was like guest hosting for like a racing thing in Detroit or something like that.
Yep, that's
And
exactly what it was.
he was super hyped for it, so he came in looking like that. That's the reason.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. No,
he's
Yeah.
gonna
that's
be
okay
the
then. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
gonna be the main
Psych, that's
judge
not
or something.
okay. You're a head coach. You got to look the part, man. You're not going to come in wearing a biker helmet. If that was the Niners head coach, I'll be ashamed. What are you doing? That's almost as bad as playing rock, paper, scissors with draft prospects.
Definitely not as bad as that.
Look at the picture. His helmet is fogging up.
This was like 10 minutes into the press conference.
He wore it for over 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think so.
See, it'll be okay if he shows up, with the helmet underneath his arm, sporting it out. You want to be macho or whatever, or even have it on, sits down, take it off. Come on, dude.
Okay. Let me explain to all the people who don't know who this guy is. This guy's the type of coach he is. He's a players person. He's all about relationships, building with the players. They call him MCDC, Motor City Dan Campbell, for the Detroit Lions. I'm going to read a quick quote for you guys. This is what he said during his first press conference that I think went on for like 3 hours or something like that. He just kept on talking about all this crazy nonsense. And if you're a Lions fan watching that, you either got super hyped or you're like, oh God, what did we do? I'm gonna read it real quick. So this is what he said. Like what's the mentality of this team going to be? So this is the quote. So this team is going to be built on, we're going to kick you in the teeth, and when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you, and when you knock us down, we're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, and we're going to stand up, and then it's going to take 2 more shots to take us down. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap. Both kneecaps gone. And it's not over. And we're going to get up, and then it's going to take 3 shots to knock us down again. And when we do, we get up. We're going to have to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing, and that's going to be the mentality of this team. That is the type of head coach this guy's going to be. Yeah, who is this guy from Benny? That's a good question, but guess what? I think you're not going to see immediate results from this team. The Lions are rebuilding, all right? But I think this guy, even though I hate the Lions, as a Packers fan, I do not like the Lions. I think this guy might actually dig them out of the hole and maybe bring them into the playoffs in 2 to 3 years, in my opinion.
But with Jared Goff?
Jared Goff did go to the Super Bowl once.
Oh, yeah, but with the defense that he had, I don't know,
a defense like that again.
I don't know, man. I just don't know. I have high hopes for this coach. I think he has the right energy. But, it's all up to the players. Like, you can have the best coach. I know Nick Saban made a stint a long, long time ago to come to the NFL, and he did horrible. So he went back to college. So I don't know if this guy can do it. I just see another subpar season for the next 5 years, in my opinion. I think this guy will end up getting fired.
That might happen.
I was about to say, I don't see him there for the next 5 years.
Hey, he's going to have a fun time as he does it. Let me tell you.
Getting punched in the mouth, getting up, and biting your kneecap off. We are going to bite your kneecap off.
Bite it.
We're going to bite it right off. You're going to hit us again, and we're going to get up and bite your other kneecap off.
That's MCDC, man.
He's
No,
saying
no.
they're gonna go like this, man, all season. Boom, boom,
I
boom, boom.
I have a
So
different name for this
eventually,
guy.
they're the one that's on top. Eventually, he knows they're not going to come out winning his first year. He knows that. He knows the current situation of the team, and he's not going to lie to his fans.
What'd you call him again?
MCDC, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Nah. This is his name. His name is PC Coach. That's who he is. That's who he reminds me of. That's PC Coach right there. We are going to straight up bite all your kneecaps off, and you're going to hit us again, and we're going to take a chunk out of you. You're not a real lion, dude. I hope he knows that. They're not real lions. I'm from La Feria, man. Woo, representing the Valley, La Feria. We're the La Feria Lions. That's what we are. We don't talk like that, dude. Come on, man. Must be some it's like I don't know, man. There's too many thoughts going in my head. You're gonna bite his kneecap, PC Coach. Gosh, man, that is a character. I love the hype, but as a coach, I'm not a coach, but viewing a coach, you don't want to be one of the guys. You got to be a head coach. You got to be a leader.
He's gonna be a leader.
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. This is a rebuilding team. Detroit, man. This is Detroit. They don't take things lightly in Detroit.
Hey, they love him there.
Well, I mean, Michigan's a little bit of a weird place, so I guess they like it.
All right, we'll see if they love them after this season when they have a losing record, winning 4 games.
Yep, they probably will.
Do you guys have any bold predictions or wild predictions about this team?
Jared Goff has 15 plus interceptions.
That's too easy to believe. I need something more.
In 2 to 3 years, they'll be coming in second place in the NFC North.
Wow.
Second place?
Second place.
Who's going to be first?
Packers.
Okay.
The Packers in 2 to 3 years, they're going to be in first place.
Yep.
So not the Vikings.
Not the Vikings.
Not the
Not the
Bears.
Bears.
Not
Not
the
the
Bears. The Bears with one of the best QBs in the draft.
The Bears with Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man.
Okay, do we have any realistic predictions?
What do you got?
Okay, I got Jared Goff, 20 plus interceptions.
Jeez.
I got the Lions
What is up with this Jared Goff hate, man?
only winning 4 games, and I got the next 5 years the Bears and the Vikings are in the battle for first in that division. If Packers trade Rodgers, they will enter a rebuild mode. Coming from Juan Antonio Bravo, thank you for joining us live.
We still have a lot of stars on that team.
You don't know because your top 5 wide receivers decided not to show up because of Aaron Rodgers.
They didn't say that.
They didn't have to. Hero Turtle 12 says wild predictions. Packers don't become champions of their division. Are you talking about this year? That'll be wild.
Maybe it's the Bears.
Maybe it's reliable Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
He says this year. Don't be chuckling out there. Don't be chuckling.
The Vikings.
Some W's, bro. You like that?
You like that?
Press
You
the
like
heart.
that?
You like that?
Yeah, that's right, you guys. Click on that heart button. Click on that like button. Make sure you like us, subscribe to us. We are on almost every platform. We are just growing. Thank you so much to our Facebook community. We are growing so much on there. We really do appreciate you guys. We're averaging, I think, a total of like 330 views a video averaging.
Yeah.
But I really do appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys continue to watch us. We pride ourselves on getting better here. Even though we're called Not So Pro, we give you legitness when it comes to NFL football, you guys. I mean, I didn't want to toot my own horn, but
wait. Can we look at the last comment that just happened? so we can roast somebody. AJ, you want to take this?
Oh my goodness.
Who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell him?
It's gonna be you, AJ. Take
No.
it away.
Come on, AJ.
I gave a vow. I will not roast anyone in the comments today. Because I was hoping that Gabe would be in the comments, but he's on vacay.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Let me take it off the screen. Guys, have this with an open heart.
Benny, Heroic Turtle 12, I have to tell you that the Bills and Browns are in the same conference. They're both in the AFC together. They cannot meet at the Super Bowl.
It is impossible.
It is not possible. Your prediction has been proven wrong already.
I feel like Reed has been waiting for this moment.
He made me mad. He made me mad last night.
I can see them in the championship games.
Oh yeah, for sure that could happen.
Oh yeah, AFC.
That's
for
not
sure.
gonna. Wild predictions.
You're gonna bite my kneecap off or what? Jeez. But thank you guys so much for being here. We just want to give you guys a little appreciation. We do love and appreciate every single one of y'all that come in and go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, talk trash, say we're wrong, say we need to check our facts, whatnot. We welcome it. It's okay. This is what podcasts are all about. We're not supposed to agree on everything, and that's just how life is. I mean, go right ahead. Hit me with your best shot. I'm just going to come right back up and bite your kneecap off.
Amen.
All right, you guys. Thank you all so much. Continue being not so pro out there, you guys. And until next time, keep on growing.